Now in the previous lecture we have learned what's a trie and why we need it. Now in this lecture we will talk about common operations that we can perform on a trie. So these are the common operations that we can perform on a trie. Now the first operation is creation of trie. Now the second operation is insertion in a trie, and the third operation is searching for a string in a trie. Now finally deletion from trie. So we are going to learn all these operations in this course over here. Now the first operation is creation of a trie. So the idea behind the creation of trie is very simple. So here we just need to create a blank node which will look like this. So with this we are done over here. So basically what we are doing is we are just creating a blank root node over here. Now in the last video we have said that a node looks like logically like this, but physically it looks like this. So in which it has characters and links to its children over here. And here also we have a property of end of string in each node over here. If this node is the end of string, in this case we are going to set this end of string to true. So based on this logic we are going to create a class. Then when we are initializing a class we are going to create a trie data structure. So as you can see, as we mentioned before, we are just initializing trie class over here, and when we are initializing it, it's just creating a blank root node over here. And inside this root node we will have characters and we will have link to its children over here. And here also we will have property of end of string. Now based on this logic over here, let's head over to Java and create trie class over there and initialize it to create a trie data structure. Now here we are going to create a trie class over here. Now before creating a trie class, the first thing that we are going to do, we need to create a class for a trie node. So as we mentioned before, in a trie node, we will have characters and link to its children, and we will have another property which is end of string. So that's why the first class that I'm going to create will be called trie node. So I'm going to create a new file over here and set it name trie node. Then inside this file, I'm going to create our class over here. Now here inside this class, we are going to use map and hash map. So that's why the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to import hash map. Then I'm going to import map, because we are going to use map for trie node over here, because in this case character will be the key and the trie node and link to the trie node will be the value. So in this case it's going to be map. So here I'm going to declare our class like this, public class trie node. So here inside this class, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to declare a map in which we will have character and link to the children. So the key of the map will be character and link to the children will be the type of trie node. Then we are going to name this one children, and then we are going to create a variable, boolean variable, which will be the end of string. Now after doing so, inside constructor we are going to initialize these children, and we are going to set end of string to false, because initially when we are initializing the trie node, in this case it's going to be set by default false. So if it is end of string, then we are going to change it to true. So inside constructor it's going to be like this, trie node. So it's not going to take any parameter. So we are just initializing the children. So it's going to be new hash map. Then we are going to set end of string to false. So with this we have successfully created trie node over here. Basically what we are doing over here is we are just creating a map for children and a property in which we are denoting that this is the end of string. Now by using this trie node class over here, we are just going to create trie class. So here I'm just going to create a new file which will be called trie.java, and inside this file we are going to declare our trie class. So it's going to be like this, public class trie. So as we mentioned before, here the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create root node. So here I'm going to declare root node like this, private. So this will be the type of trie node, root. And inside constructor we are just going to initialize this root node, and we are going to print out message to the console saying that the trie has been created. So it's going to be like this, public trie, because as we said before, when we are creating a trie data structure, we are just initializing the root node. So that's why inside constructor I'm just setting root is equal to new trie node, and we are printing out to the console saying that the trie has been created. Now with this, we have successfully created our trie class over here. Basically what we are doing over here is we are just declaring root node and we are initializing root node inside constructor over here. Now let's see how this is working in practice. So inside the main class, I'm just going to create an instance of this trie class over here. So it's going to be like this: trie new trie is equal to new trie. So with this, we have successfully created a trie data structure over here. Now if I run this, you will see that it's printing out to the console saying that the trie has been created. So as you can see, the message says that the trie has been created. So we have successfully created a trie data structure. Now let's see what's the time and space complexity for this trie data structure. So in this case, if you look at this constructor over here, you see that we are just initializing root node over here. So this means that creating a trie data structure will take O1 time complexity, because in this case we are just initializing a root node, and the space complexity is also O1 because in this case we are not allocating any space in the memory. So this means that it will take O1 space complexity. Now with this, we have come to the end of this lecture. So in this lecture, we have learned how can we create a trie data structure. So see you in the next lecture.